I'm Ashley Manquero, and I will be presenting problem solving in a historical context, so slavery in the United States. This is a racial problem, and the problem is slavery. So it was first identified because of previous anti-slavery movements. So we see people just realizing that it's an immoral business practice. So we see more people jump onto the anti-slavery movement, and it's identified as a problem and defined as an overall dehumanizing and immoral experience for a lot of people. So it did affect the black community most significantly because we see that they are targeted, they are the ones put in these situations, and they have emotional distress and neglect physically and are restricted in their freedom. And the influence of slavery is still here today in the future generations of these slaves and in the systems in the prisons today we see slave labor. Solutions to slavery. So Abraham Lincoln provided the largest solution. He was a controversial figure because in the time slavery was very prevalent, and we see that he just abruptly said, "Okay, no more slavery." So the 13th Amendment was a change in the Constitution that just abolished slavery. And the Civil War, I believe, was an indirect factor and solution to slavery because of the fact that because of it, we actually had it implemented. And then it was accomplished through a group voting process. So that means that the House of Representatives voted on it and then proposed it and sent to the state legislature. Okay, key players, people involved. So we have the black individuals, the black community. They are the people who are affected by the solution, by anything actually on this topic. So again, the future generation is impacted, and yeah. So the non-black Americans, so the white people as they're the majority, they have to either follow the 13th Amendment or whatever's implemented in order to actually achieve positive solutions for the black individuals. So the government, they are the ones in charge of creating solutions. So they decide how the solutions are implemented, how they are made, how all that goes. Okay. So the solution efficacy. So we see that yes, slavery is technically gone, but there are still South laws that are called black codes, and they are very similar to slavery because of the fact that there's extremely low wages with impractical laws for black people. So there was the master to slave dynamic is gone, but still the problem continued. So evidence of critical thinking. This is the anti-slavery movement was years and years of just identified as a problem. So there were several books, essays, and mostly by black novelists, just research papers about slavery, its problem, its effects, and solutions. So the most popular is by Harriet Stowe, and it's Uncle Tom's Cabin. So my alternative solutions. So I believe I would have taken a social approach, so providing resources, so telling about job opportunities and how to survive in the post-slavery world for black individuals, and psychological and physical care. So they were abused physically, and of course their psychological impact. So I would have provided that for them, and then financial assistance, a little start money because they're starting from nothing, so they do need that little push. And the education, they were deprived of education, and to survive in an otherwise educated society, they it's something they need, and just they deserve that as well. And then I would follow the Freedmen's Bureau structure, so that was an agency from the Congress, and it was a social agency as well, but it wasn't effective. So legal problem solving. I would have forbade the laws in the South that implemented the black codes because they just were counterproductive to Abraham Lincoln's solution. And I would have done so by having a monetary consequence. So slavery was for the money. It was a business practice. So by having monetary consequences, it's kind of like, what's the point? There's more loss than there is gain. So here are my sources. That's my take on that's my historical take on problem solving and decision making. Thank you.